an old man doing this. Purpose and intention. First of all, I really like doing this, going on live, because I have a lot more time to just focus on my thoughts. I just hate how so many people, or I see a lot of videos, no matter how much I block it, but I see so much stuff on, oh, you had to do this format of making videos, you had to do it this way or that way. And I just think it's so ridiculous. I feel like just like with relationships, with all things, it's about if people like you. That's all that matters. No one really gives a shit about how you might do a particular thing. If someone likes you, they like you. It's a hard thing for people to understand. And that's why people tend to cope a lot. That's why people just try to cope with all these methods and strategies when it's just it boils down to if people like you or not. So purpose and intention with anything you do, have a honest intention, have a purpose to it, a purpose that gives you healing, health, self value. Because before you receive these things from others, you need to have it from within. Without having it from within, all you're doing is seeking validation from other things, from other people. And that is not what we want here. Now, I'm going to just tell you straight up, if you're not doing anything on Valentine's Day, then take your mom out. Take your mom out. I'm wiping my camera. Oh. Take your mom out. Take your daughter out. Take your auntie out, your sister. Don't be one of those dudes out here talking about you don't have a Valentine. Don't be that dude. You could still celebrate it with any woman in your life. And if you truly don't have anybody, you don't have a dog or whatever, then use that day for yourself. Stop being so down. Even though it's hard. Like, honestly, I was even gonna go live because I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good. But then I remembered. I remembered that I make these videos and I'm here for myself because God led me here, and I'm here because of y'all. Because maybe there's someone listening to my videos and they think that they're not in the best place right now and they're hurting. And maybe they might see me talking and feel better. That's, oh, what's up? Yo, what's going on? Hey, guys, I'm gonna tell you honestly right now, I don't know how to use this, so I'm not gonna try to mess this up. But I see your message, Hades Stats. I see your message, and what's up? I'm not trying to mess this up, but lost train of thought. Oh yeah, I was saying earlier before y'all came that I really like lives because I could really just take my time talking because when I make videos, I had to format it and pace myself because, you guys are going to be like, dude, like, what the hell's this point? Whereas when I'm here, I could take time, I could just think, and I think it's honestly cool when I get to just sit and think, because I'm pretty sure if you guys go on TikTok, everyone does similar videos like, oh, two ways to do this. One, two, and it's like it gets performative. Don't y'all think that at some point it just feels performative? Like everyone makes the same type of videos because so many people don't really have retention. So many people aren't able to just watch a video for a minute, and people blame it on, let's say, ADHD. Even I have ADHD, you know, but people might say, "Oh, I can't watch a 5-minute video because I have ADHD. I can't focus." Where it's like it's not. What's up, Betsy? What's going on? What's going on? They might say, "Oh, it's because I have this or I'm autistic." Where it's like it's not that you're autistic or anything. I'm autistic, but that's I don't make it a personality trait. But it's not that. It's that most people's dopamine receptors are literally fried. You know. Let me read this. I have added to. Wow. Man, we got 24 of us in here. That's crazy. What's up, y'all? But anyway, it's that people's dopamine receptors are just so fried to the point that if they can't get the information, I'm trying to read this to whatever you have gay. I don't know if you're asking if I'm homosexual. I'm not. We might have to try saying that again. I don't know. I don't know if anyone could like interpret what bro said right here. But anyway, people's dopamine receptors are so fried that if they don't get what they want within 5 seconds, they click away. And it's just so crazy. It's so crazy that we kind of come to this, right? And now that you guys are here, the overall point of this live of what I'm talking about is purpose and intention with anything you do. And the first and foremost thing to focus on is purpose and intention for yourself first. Being guided by God, being open. Where am I from? I'm from San Bernardino, California, Inland Empire. It's pretty chill here. People say it's a terrible city. I mean, it's getting better. It's gentrified now. It's not as bad as it used to be, in my opinion. Other people might say San Bernardino, Moreno Valley's still bad. I think they're overreacting. This place is so much more gentrified now. Joshua, I'm doing solid. How about you? I'm doing good. I honestly wasn't gonna go on live. I wasn't. I don't know if you guys follow my videos, but sometimes I guess I should say depression kind of hits, man. Just keeping it real. Like, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes feelings come in waves. And yeah, sometimes you just got to ride it out. I think that's the best way to handle things, to just accept that you might not be feeling good rather than just delude yourself because that tends to make things worse. Am I sleeping? I've been getting a lot of sleep, honestly. I've been getting a lot of sleep. The problem is that my body wants more. Like, I get 8 hours of sleep, but my body prefers to sleep for like 15, 20 if I could, but I work, so that doesn't really work. But it's Saturday, so I'm probably gonna use this night to sleep in. Oh man, let me look at what everyone said so far. Oh, it's just 80. Everyone's saying hi. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I'm really just trying to go live on Fridays. Just trying to be consistent there. I'm 26. 26. 26. I've been looking the same I would say since like 19. If I were to like lay out all my ID cards from like high school and stuff, if it wasn't for like my mustache and this little fake goatee, I would have looked exactly the same. Like, I'm grateful for it, like the whole black don't crack thing. So I used to hate it. I used to be like, man, like, how come I don't look more older? But am I married? No. Eventually, I would like to get married. My only advice for that is definitely, I don't know if you're married, but I, even though I'm not married, but I would say don't rush marriage because a lot of people are getting divorced. A lot of people get divorced. A lot of families are separated. So don't rush marriage. I would definitely say that. It's not good. I mean, I think one of the worst positions to be in is just, I don't know, it's to me it's just being divorced. That definitely is not good. I'm telling you, if I had my, I mean, I literally do, but if I had all my ID cards, I look exactly the same. I look exactly the same. Yeah, life, life, life just, life happens. Life happens. Life comes and life goes. So definitely, I would say tomorrow, spend, if you don't have a Valentine, if you don't have a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, spend time with your mom, your cousins, your daughters. Spend time with them because look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna just tell you like as a guy, like the guy version of this, like you could have a million girlfriends. Peace out, Eddie. If you could have like a million girlfriends, wives, whatever, but you only have one mom, man. You only have one. So, if you guys still have your moms in your life, just spend time with them because it's brutal. I have a friend who he lost his mom, I would like to say 2 years ago, and it just sucks, man. So if you can, just spend time with your mom. S- Spend time with your daughter tomorrow. You know, one of my main themes that I'm gonna try to bring to this channel is just being grateful for what you have. What I can't remember the Bible verse, but it was like you're faithful over a few, so I'm gonna make you a ruler over many, right? Bye. Yeah, my voice cracked. That was weird, but faithful over a few, ruler over many. Do I click this to say hi, dude? I'm so. I'm gonna get better at this, okay? I don't know how to click on anything. How do I respond to something? What is it? This? Nope. That's how you share something. Now I feel old, not knowing how to do this stuff. I mean, this is my second stream, so this is whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna just stop trying to do this because this is failing. Faithful. Be faithful with what you have because so many people, and it sucks. So many people want to say, oh, when I finally get my wife, when I finally get this position, then I'm gonna act differently. Where it's like, no, you need to start acting like you already have it. And that's the problem with a lot of people. That's why a lot of people don't get what they want, what they ask for, what they pray for, because they're not even being appreciative of what they have. Some people, it's crazy, right? Some people don't even acknowledge how healthy they've been. There's people out here like me. I used to get sick all the time. I used to get sick every other week, man, and it sucked. And most of my family, they're diabetic, so they would look at me and be like, how are you getting sick all the time when you don't have diabetes, you don't have this, and that was just me, and it sucked. My throat was always just like I could barely breathe. I basically couldn't use my nose because my nostrils were covered up and it sucked. And now, ever since I've just been praying and doing this, I've been healthy. I've never been this healthy. So to just acknowledge the fact that you're not sick right now, you don't have cancer, that's that's something. That's really something to be grateful for. The fact that, hey, that you still have your parents, that you have a job. You know how many people out here that are trying to get a job but they can't because the job market's pretty brutal. To have money, to be able to breathe, to be able to breathe normally. There's people out here who struggle to breathe. There's people out here who can't. We're all breathing right now. The people watching this, you guys are breathing right now. And there's people out here who are struggling with that. And as humans, we take light of things like this because we already have it, because that's our thing. We strive for things until we have it, and then we have these things. It's on to the next. We can never be content. That's just the perpetual cycle of being a human. We always want more. And it's a weird balance we need to have, right? Because of course, we always want to improve. We always want to be better. We want more for ourselves. But at the same time, we have to understand that there's things that we already have that we should deeply appreciate because it could be gone and nothing lasts forever, not here. And that goes back to when I was saying, do something for your mom tomorrow. If you don't got a Valentine's, that's what I'm gonna do. I have a, I mean, I'm also gonna go on a date, but honestly, I'm not gonna lie. How can heaven exist for a person if someone they care about is in hell? How can heaven exist for a person if someone... That's a real question. That's a real question. And I'm not gonna act like I have all the answers. If you look at my videos, you understand that, I speak as if I'm learning because I'm new to Christianity. I'm a year into it. So there's people here that know scripture way more than me. But Sledge Jr., I'm gonna answer your question like this because there's someone that in my family who I really love, but I understand that she may very well be in hell. That's the truth. That's the hard truth. She might be there. And I still do believe in heaven, but when we acknowledge heaven, we have to accept the fact that people that we know that we care about can go to these places if they don't repent, if they don't try to go the narrow way. They could go to hell for that, and it sucks, especially when we really care about them. But that doesn't mean that heaven doesn't exist. It's still there. The best we could do is try our best to lead our people to that direction. And if they themselves don't want to go that path, then we did all we could, right? I'm not gonna act like I have the perfect answer to it because I don't. That's not what my channel is. There's so many other people who do have the answers, or I guess, right? They try to act like it, but that's not me. Let me look. Do you like Taco Bell or Arby's more? I'm more of a Taco Bell. I for sure like Taco Bell more. What about you? Do you like Arby's? I never had Arby's. Not because I think it's nasty. I feel like a lot of people think it is. I mean, it might be. They be having like mystery meat going on. I'm actually curious, Dev, if you like Arby's more because I'd like to know what you be eating from there for sure. Purpose and intention. I think honestly, social media is just so, it's like annoying to use. Let me read these sleeves. I appreciate that. It's a hard subject for all of us. So you're definitely not alone. And at least I would like to think that everyone that's subscribed to me, I believe it's 66 of us, including me, the 66 of us are all in a similar space. So we understand. At least I like to think we all do. I don't know if someone's just subscribed to me and they're just trolling. I don't know. But it's hard. These are hard conversations and hard things to think about. Just the reality that some people we care about might just be in internal damnation because of what they've done and never repented. The best thing we could do, in my opinion, is try to be the example for the next generation. We have to try to be more than the people before us. And part of what I part of the reason why I made this channel is that we're sort of losing that a little bit. It's a constant fight. You have conflicting thoughts and spill it out. That's what this life is for. That's what this channel is for because I'm hoping that people other than me have something to say on here because I'm not an expert. I'm not. That's like the main thing for this channel and I love it because I'm not speaking as if I'm about to sell you a class or anything. No, man. I'm right here with y'all. You're confused about something, so am I. So am I. We all just want answers. We all just want the answers. We all want to just understand why. Why? And who's to blame? Why and who's to blame? Why is it that we have so many different issues going on with society? Who's to blame for it? And what's the solution? What I'm trying to do with this is I'm trying to be part of the solution. Having conversations like this, giving people and telling you guys that what you say, not just here on the internet, but in your lives when you go to work, matters. When people are talking, when something's going down, your input can help people. Don't keep it within you. Speak it out. Speak it out. It doesn't mean that people are gonna like it because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Usually when you have something smart, something wise to say, people don't receive that well. People People do not receive wisdom well. People do not receive wisdom well. People like to rely on their own knowledge. So it's going to be a constant fight. So when I tell you guys this, to speak because your voice matters, understand that when you use your voice, people won't like it. But that doesn't mean to stop. That doesn't mean to stop, because that's somewhat of what's going on. Is that not enough people in our communities, not enough people in our communities are speaking on things. That's why we have issues when it comes to absent fathers, for example, right? Or just men, how men have been lately. Because men aren't holding each other accountable like that. Because no one's speaking. No one wants to speak. Not enough people are. And not just speaking, but just actively being a part of the solution. Not enough people are doing that. Not enough. And not enough people are being consistent. What we're doing right now, I'm about to read your message, but let me finish this thought. What we're doing right now, what's making me upset personally, is that we complain a lot. We make videos on, oh, men are doing this, women are doing that, or look at what Trump is doing over there. Like, look at that. Or all we're doing is talking. But my question is, are we actually being a part of the solution? Are we actually being the change we want to see? Or are we doing nothing and just complaining for views because it's the popular thing to complain about? What are we actually doing here? Now, let me read. If one person I care about is down there. You can be. I believe you can still be happy. How do I say this? Because I'm not going to force you, but it's trying to understand that you have to be more than the people that came before you. Sledge Jr., you have to be more than the people that came before you. That's how it should be. I mean, you know, every father wants their son to be better than them, to be more, to do more. So understand that, yeah, they might be in that place, that family member, they might be in that place, but you have the chance, you have the ability to be so much more, to just be the example of what you should do, what you can do. I mean, that's what I think. But don't deny your own happiness, man. And I mean, you don't have to listen to me, but I mean, I just understand, because there's been so many times where, I mean, I just felt that I couldn't be happy, I couldn't be joyful, that it got taken from me. That every time I would have a sliver of hope or happiness for myself, it would just slip right through my fingers, kind of like sand. So it's hard. It's hard. And these conversations are hard, but things things do get better. I just can't tell you when. And that's the part that sucks. Operational. Yeah, Buddhist. Mm, that's interesting, Michael. That's interesting. I don't know much about Buddha or Buddhism. I really don't. I really don't. I don't know if it's weird to say, but I'm really open to. When I say open, I mean like I really would like to understand all the different religions. You know, I would still consider myself a Christian, but I do really like understanding a lot of perspectives. That's why for me, I say God and the universe because at least I like to think, regardless of religion, there's always an aspect of the universe, of just everything, you know, whereas some religions or ideals are one figure or many gods or deities and all that stuff. But I would still definitely say I align with Christian values. Yeah, definitely, man. Hard to say, but not for me, but hard to suggest. I suggest everyone to keep an open mind towards anything. Don't stick to this is the hardest thing, but don't stick to what one thing says. Really don't. Really don't. Except for I made a video on it. My Bible's not here, but I made a video about three books you should have, one of them being the Bible, or one of them being the Bible, or any old form of text, script, or scripture of any religion, in my opinion, right? Because I said that because another main point of my channel, I guess I'm talking about all the points of my channel, is a lot of us repeat the same things, and it's low key a pet peeve of mine, right? The hard parts of the Bible are just so hard for me. Yeah, yeah, it is. Especially in the Old Testament. I'm not gonna act like I know the Old Testament or the whole Bible front to back, but I do know in the Old Testament what went down was hardcore. It was brutal. But that's why we're more New Testament now because it was pretty brutal before. It was pretty brutal. But what I was saying was that most people, including me, all of us recite the same things. You know, all these gurus, these spiritual YouTubers, whatever, these self help people, the most motivational person you could think of, it really kind of just references either scripture or some old text. It's all really been said before, but it's just a new face kind of saying it. That's my take. Y'all could say I'm wrong, but that's just my opinion. Most information is just retold, just in a different way, a different slang by a different person. If we are not standing on the shoulders, I'd have to get my Bible because I don't think I could pull that up immediately. I would have to literally go get it. And I'll get it. I'm reading this other message. If we are not. That's a good question. But my personal opinion, my personal opinion, logically, logically, of course I could say spiritually, but logically, my opinion of why the Bible isn't outdated is just the idea that all information. A lot of things that are said have literally been said before. And if we could go back to like even like 1,000 years ago or whatever, and these same things, these same principles, these same philosophies and concepts were still being said, then I definitely wouldn't say the Bible's outdated. I definitely wouldn't say that. Because, for example, random example, I'm literally making this up, but I mean, if the Bible literally said, if you pull out a pluck of grass, you're going to have a piece of grass in your hand, and someone says the same thing, then it's like, it's not really outdated. If that kind of makes sense. Let me get my Bible real quick. I don't know if I could, because again, I don't know how to do like a Bible study. I didn't, you know? Let me get my Bible real quick. Urgh. Crazy, 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 crazy. Hopefully I didn't take too long. So you said Deuteronomy 22, chapter 22. I feel like the more I start reading the Bible, the easier and quicker I will start finding these places, because right now I'm like very slow. No, don't apologize for making me pull it out. It's just I mean, this is my second live, so I'm just not used to. Here it is. 22. 22. You know what's kind of embarrassing? I'm still not good at like finding chapters, but I think I found it. Let me know if I have the right one. Chapter 22, verse 25 to 27. But if a man finds a betrothed young woman in the countryside and a man forces her and lies with her. You know what's crazy? I think I literally did a Bible study on this weeks ago, but let me go through it, right? Then only the man who lay with her shall die. But you shall do nothing to the young woman. There is in the young woman no sin deserving of death. For just as when a man rises against his neighbor and kills him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the countryside, and the betrothed young woman cried out, but there was no one to save her. Whoa. Oh, snap. Dang, you pulled out something. I need to look at this multiple times, man. This is one's a. This one's a. Ooh. Deuteronomy. But if a man finds a betrothed young woman in the countryside, and the man forces her and lies with her. So, you know what? I'm going to just say, honest opinion. Yeah, first take, verse 25. Yeah, this guy, I'm going to just say like the more casual version of it. I don't know. That's the best way I can interpret stuff sometimes. But yeah, like if a dude's like forcing himself on a woman, I mean, scripture says that, the man shall die. So, and usually like when a dude like does something non-consensual with a woman and goes to jail for it, usually when they look at his paperwork, they're gonna do the same thing. So this is pretty on point. But you shall do nothing to the young woman. There is in the young woman no sin deserving of death. I mean, yeah, because she got, you know, For just as when a man rises against his neighbor and kills him, even so is this the matter. Is this matter? For just as when a man. This one's interesting. This one's interesting. So, for just as when a man rises against his neighbor and kills him, even so is this matter. I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure what that one means. I'm not sure what that one means. I might have to really read that one again. For he found her in the countryside, and the betrothed young woman cried out, but there was no one to save her. That one's a doozy. I wonder who's still here. Sleeves, I don't even know if you're still here, but that was interesting. That one is clearly outdated. That one is clearly outdated. Michael, what do you mean by outdated? Do you mean just like the idea of the Bible? Hey, what's up? What's up? Do you just mean the idea of the Bible is outdated or just like that verse? And Sleazy, yeah, that one is tough because I understand that, of course, if something, non-consensual is going on, then yeah, but the neighbor thing. Yeah, because I believe that's outdated for sure because this is Old Testament. This is still the Old Testament, Deuteronomy. So you would be right. What's going on? By the way, I'm being stupid. I just realized that I thought like when someone comments, I could directly reply and type, but I don't think that's how it works. Oh, you could pin messages. Dude, I feel like such a old man, like not knowing how to live. Like these kids be like all over the place with these things. I don't be watching people's lives, but that's what it be looking like though. Yeah, that's a sleaze. What made you wanna Sleaze, what made you want to talk about that scripture to begin with? I'm very curious of what brought that to your mind. I'm very curious. The Bible, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the Bible's really hard to read for me. Like I really can't read it like a normal book. It could just be one page and I just have to keep on reading it because there's just like multiple meanings to it. Ah, I see. Okay, yeah, and it's hard for you to defend the hard parts. But to be fair though, to be fair, that is Old Testament though. To be fair. So I wouldn't even expect you to defend the Old Testament because during those times, I mean, we had to abide by all sorts of things during Deuteronomy. Like during that time, like if I had tattoos, I think I would get stoned. I would get stoned for this, for this. Yeah, during those times, Old Testament, yeah. But now, I mean, when Jesus died for our sins, yeah, the Ten Commandments were Old Testament. I mean, they were a part of it as well. Definitely. I would definitely say, because I know, me see. Let me see. I'm like scrolling through what my cool said. I definitely think the Ten Commandments are still pretty relevant. You know, honoring thy mother and thy father. I'm curious about how y'all be reading the Bible, or because for me, let's just say for example, I might be on. That was sad. I might be on like one page for. I might be on one page for a week, dude. To be honest with you, maybe it's because I'm low key kind of slow. That's not TMI. Like I am kind of slow a little bit. I mean, I can admit it. Yeah. I mean, I was in special ed. But I was in special ed because I was nonverbal. I didn't talk. I didn't talk until I believe I was 8. So I was in special ed for that. I had to take speech, lots of speech classes, so they could get me to talk. Yeah. Guys, I don't know what y'all have going on in your lives, but I definitely urge you guys, do not seek validation. Don't do that to yourselves in anything. I really hope that whatever you guys are doing, you're doing it for yourselves. And of course, if you believe in God or whatever you choose to believe in, you do it for them and do it for yourself. Life is beautiful. Life really is. Life is beautiful during the sunshine and the rain when it's dark. But even though it rains, the sun still comes back up. But it's always hard to acknowledge that, you know. I think, I don't know how I want to say this, but the biggest test of faith to me is going through something very hard and still praising, still saying, I'm happy I'm still here though. To me, that's like the highest depiction of faith, of practicing faith, I should say. To just be in the middle of your storm, not now, not when things are good, not when you got money, you're happy, but when you're down, when you're going through the worst of it, when it feels like it's all over, when it feels like it's all over, and you still say, thank God. You still say, thank you for this experience. Thank you for the fact that I can still experience life. Thank you for just that, even if it's not convenient for me. That's the highest form of faith. Not just faith when you're being consistent with something, or oh, if I don't know, if I want to be an actor, if I want to be if I want to be an Oscar, oh, I have faith in that. No, that that's faith. That's still kind of practicing faith, having hope in something. But it's when it feels like it's all over, but you're still finding something to have appreciation for. That's the real deal to me. And if anyone that's on this live, anyone that'll see this live, if anyone sees that or practices that or does that, you have my respect. You have my respect, because I'm telling you, it's not easy to do. What I'm saying right now, if you really live that, because a lot of people, they say stuff, but they never live it. They'll lie about it. They'll lie about it, but they don't realize that the people that have been through stuff, we see it. We see it. The people that have lived that understand how hard it is to be at your worst. and still say praise God. It takes everything out. I'm telling you. 50 minutes, I'm pretty sure I could say it, man. Like, before my first video, I wanted to kill myself, man. I did. I tried to. So, I'm not just saying this. I'm not just talking on here. I'm being dead serious. So I understand what it's like to just use everything you can to just get up. Let me let me see. I appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, man. That's why I'm here. That's why I made this channel so we could just talk. Hopefully we get to a point where like y'all talk to each other as well, not just me. Because, dude, I don't have all the answers. And that's what I love about this channel. I'm not talking as if I know everything. You know how many YouTubers know this thing front to back, who have all these things to say about what to do and what not to do? That's not what I am. That's not who I am. I'm not I'm not this person with all the answers. I'm just figuring out as I go, just walking through everything. I don't think it's fun having all the answers. I don't think it's fun. It's not fun knowing everything because what else is there to learn? What else is there to learn? If What's going on, whoever joined? Let me look. Let me look. Sorry, I'm talking and I'm looking at the same time. The smell of rain when it starts. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do like the smell of rain. I hate rain, but I like the smell of it. It's weird. Well, I don't like cold rain, if that's weird. Like, I don't know if you ever been to Hawaii or Florida, but I like humidity, so when it rains like that, I like it. Love you, bro. Yeah, I mean, I'm still happy to be here, and it sucks. It sucks because I did make this channel for me, but this channel, it's not necessarily just about me because I understand that there's a lot of other people here that, you know, they not only think about suicide, but they've already committed it and they're already gone. So part of what I do here is hopefully anyone that watches my videos just understands that you can help people. You don't need a phone. You don't need a phone. You don't need a position, a title, a costume, a power to just help somebody, man. You really, really fucking don't. But most people think that. Most people think they need to have a phone out to feed the homeless. Have a phone out to feed the homeless. Most people think they need to have this amount of money. They need to be credible to just be a decent human being. That's why shit's so fucked up now. That's why things are so messed up. I don't know if I'd said hello. What's going on? Welcome to the live. We're just chatting it up here. But that's why things are so ugh. Because at the moment, we're at a phase where not enough people, not enough youth, not enough youth are understanding that they could be the change that they want to see. I'll probably make a video on this, but for anyone that's here, there's two people in this world. There's the people that are changed because of the world, and there's people that are that change in the world. People that are changed because of the world, and the people who are the changed in the world. Most people are the first. Most people are of course, victims of their own environment, but they're victims of their own experiences. They're victims. They go through life, life happens to them, and they become the things that have affected them. Their biases, their ideals, all results from things that have happened to them. And that's most of us here. And it's normal. But then there's people who acknowledge that and they choose to be something more because they've understood that there's so much more than just life happening to us, to just be that. Why not be the change we want to see? Not why not be the change in the world? Why not? And they don't just think it, they take action, whatever that means for them. So I'm telling you guys, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a victim to your own experiences? Or do you want to be and grow beyond them? Be something more than that. You don't have to be like what you went through. You don't have to look like what you went through. You can be so much more than that. But you have to choose to. But that's the hardest part, right, guys? That's the hardest part, having to choose. Having to tell yourself something. Especially when you're used to not feeling good about yourself. That's real. That's real. When you're used to not feeling good about yourself, it's hard. It's hard, guys. But you could still do it, though. And that's why you have me here talking. Because I'm here to tell you that you can. I'm not here to tell you that's going to be easy. Oh, it's not. It's going to take... It's going to take everything. And that's why I understand why when some people accomplish a goal and they say it took everything I have, it took everything I have, I get it now. Because if you ever thought about suicide, if you ever thought about that stuff and you didn't want to get up, it quite literally takes everything you got just to get up. Can't you believe it? Not even to go to the gym or go to the game or box or whatever, just to get up. Just to get up. It takes everything. But that's most of the battle. If you ever been through it, most of the battle is just getting up. I'm in San Bernardino, California. Out in the West. I'm out in the West. It's trenches out here. Not really. Not at all, but... Oh boy. I feel like America, especially California, is just so out of touch with the rest of the world. Socially. Well, probably in every aspect. With our president and our economy and everything so out of touch, but every part of the world has its own problems, right? That's crazy. You know what's the craziest thing is? I only planned on being on here for 10 minutes. Do you have a garden? I want to have a garden at some point. I want to start planting. That's going to be a new hobby of mine. Right now, I have a bunch of indoor plants. I don't know if you know what a pothos is, but it's like the most, what's it? It's like a kind of ivy plant. I don't know. I can't think. What's the actual term? Botanist? A botanist? Botany? I'm totally botching this, by the way, y'all. So, yikes. But yeah, I have like two golden pothos. Eventually, I want to have a garden. I want to have a bonsai tree. I want to grow one. So probably when I turn, I guess depending on the tree, some take 10 years. So if I were to get one now, like tomorrow, then when I turn 36, it'll be fully grown. Getting sun on your fingers. Really? That's really interesting to know. That's interesting. How do I close this? Bruh, but that's like the point of like a bonsai tree though. It's like it's not about the end goal, you know? It's not when you have a bonsai tree, it's not about the end point when it's fully bloomed. It's literally about the process. And that's why they're kind of like really popular, especially when it comes to like, Eastern movies and stuff. Because you're really nurturing something and watching it grow. And you fully understand that it's going to take a long time for it to happen. Just like with starting a business with I don't really care about like having 100,000 followers, but like if you want to make a YouTube channel, if you're going to school getting a master's degree, if you're going to be a doctor, it's going to take time. It's not going to be you drop one video and you get 1 million views. Bonsai, yeah, they are like your children. Yeah, they literally are just like that. I don't have children, but it's definitely the same thing. 10 years, 10 years. And bonsai trees, it's not just like you water it, you just don't water on it and keep it going. Some plants are like that, but not bonsais because if I understand, you have to with bonsai trees, there's a specific way you have to grow it. So you have to have like forgot like these little wires so they kind of grow a specific way, right? Michael, I feel like you know the actual terms for it, but you can't just water a bonsai tree and keep it going. No, you gotta pay attention, especially to the type of bonsai you have, because some of them are literally built for cold weather. So there's a specific way you have to kind of put it, and then some are, you know, room temperature. I forgot the type of bonsai I wanted, but it was like it wasn't meant for cold weather, but it's a process. It's a process. We've been on here for an hour, y'all. That's freaking nuts. Again, like I usually, Betsy, weren't you here earlier, Betsy? That's crazy. You were. No, you're a different one. No, you're the same one. What's that? Yeah, of course. I usually try to do, I mean, this is my second one, but I'm trying to do lives every Friday at 8 p.m. for 10 minutes because, I mean, I didn't know if I could talk for more than 10 minutes without mentally shutting down, especially because, I'm still, I mean, this is my damn channel. And so I'm gonna just be honest. I don't be feeling good sometimes, y'all. I be going through it and I don't even know why. So that's why I kind of have it for 10 minutes. That was kind of my goal to talk for 10 minutes because I don't even be knowing what to say. I really don't. I really don't. And that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes things happen and you just gotta walk. You just gotta walk. But I kind of think that talking for about at least 10 minutes helps with me mentally. And I appreciate that you guys are being nice on here. You could definitely ask another Bible question. You definitely could. But as I said, I'm not. that first in the Bible, you know. I really appreciate that, Michael. But Sleaze, Mr. Junior, I'm not really sure if I'm like, I guess it's weird to say that, like, if I'm qualified or not to answer it, because I could say something, I could literally be wrong, because I mean, I don't really know. The best I could do is if you pull up a scripture verse, I could look at it and I could be like, huh, that's weird. What I will say though, off rip, is to all of you and those who might watch it later, like one of my friends, do not, this will be hard. This is hard, but my opinion, don't trust the words of any man or woman, of anybody. Don't trust the words, trust the actions. Wait for the action. Wait for the action. That's my opinion. You're in Australia? That's so sick. That's so sick. What? How is it over there? Why is it that like in Australia, y'all got like the scariest creatures, animals, insects of all time? Like, what's up with that? That's like scary, isn't it? Like the spiders. Very interested about that. I want to go there though, for like the kangaroos. Maybe from a distance, because I don't want to get like punched or something. I don't know. Kangaroos scare me a little bit, but I do like them. So that's so interesting. I feel like that's way more interesting than like where I'm at, San Bernardino, California. That's not fun. It's boring. I don't want. It's not boring, but I mean, it's just California Western. It's whatever. I think it's played out, in my opinion. That's good. That's good that most things aren't interesting. That's good. I thought everything over there was pretty hostile. All right, let's do it. Oh, we're still in the Old Testament, so this is gonna be a doozy. Exodus. So Moses, yes. Exodus 21:2-6. And I'll read it out loud too. That would be so crazy if I end up doing Bible studies. I don't know if I would, but Betsy, are you in Australia too? No way. Hey, you need to answer that. We got to know if you're in Australia too. Betsy, we got to figure that out. Okay, you're just scared of hoops. Because I was about to say, that would be crazy. 21, 2 through 6. Man, sleaze. Sleaze, I'm looking at this. I'm already confused looking at this. Old Testament's always hard to read. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he shall serve. Oh my goodness. He shall serve 6 years, and in the seventh he shall go out free and pay nothing. If he comes in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he comes in married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master has given him a wife, and she has borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. But if the servant plainly says, I love my master, my wife, and my children. I will not go out free. Then his master shall bring. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my neighborhood watch posted someone got killed. What the heck? Don't focus on that. Bring him to the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or to the doorpost, and his master shall pierce his ear with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. It sounds awful. God, Sleaze, this is like Old Testament stuff, so I mean, I won't lie. Everything in the Old Testament, it was brutal. So I'm just happy we're not in that place, because I mean that's hardcore. I mean, like, back in the Exodus times, like we was stoning people for just about anything. I mean, like, in my opinion, like I feel like being a woman during those times that had to be scary, right? Don't you think? It was it's a folklore. Betsy, I hope you're still here because that's kind of hilarious. That's crazy. Okay. Ephesians 6, 5 through 9. As I'm finding this, y'all, if I ever do a Bible study, that would probably be the funniest thing of all time. I could do, okay, if I ever talk about the Bible, like in a video or something, it's probably going to be New Testament. It's going to be Matthew or something like that. Cause like, I don't know, it's easy for my brain to interpret like stuff like Matthew or Luke. But Exodus, I'm cooked. I'm low key fried. Like we would literally have to figure out together. A girl said there was hoop snakes over there. Well, Michael's saying that it's fake and they haven't. So something's going on. I'm currently trying to find it. What if I just do an ASMR of just opening the pages? Let me go to the table of contents because I'm being terrible. 1687. I told you I'm not good at finding verses. One day, my pastor said that one day I'll know the Bible more than him. It's not looking good right now, Pastor Justin. It is not looking good. We finally made to Ephesians. Now we have to find the verse. No, Ephesians 6. Six, 5 through 9. Yeah, he'll be making stuff up. I agree. All right. Chapter 6, 5 through 9. Let's do it. Bond, bond, bond servants are be obedient to those who are your masters according to flesh, with fear and trembling in sincerity of heart as to Christ, not with eye service as men pleasers, but as bond servants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, with good will doing service as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that whatever good anyone does, he will receive the same from the Lord, whether he is a slave or free. This is an interesting one. because if you're confused on this, my opinion is not. My question is, what do you think a bondservant is? I have the New King James version, so I don't know what version of the Bible you have, but what do you think a bondservant is? Because, well, let me tell you like this. I honestly think no matter who you are, we're all a slave to something. That's just a fact. We are all a slave to something. It could be a person. We could be a slave to a person. Hopefully not. We could be a slave to God. We could be a slave to our desires. We could be a slave to a philosophy, ideals. Everyone's a slave to something, right? So when we go to verse 8, in the end, when it says whether he's a slave or free, I think, what is he a slave to? So this is I'm very interested in what you think first. I don't know if you left or not, but I'm gonna keep that on the side. It's a bonds. Now, unfortunately, well, so that could be outdated as well. I think I think there's just a different angle on this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We've we've always had free choice. We've always had free choice. That's one thing I will say for sure. Because even going back to the beginning of the Bible, right? In Genesis, God let Adam and Eve in the garden. He said, y'all could do whatever you want, just don't eat the apple. So, from the Genesis of the Bible, God gave Adam and Eve free will. They were able to do whatever, they just decided to disobey God. That's what I believe in. And that's kind of the paradox, like God is there, or if you're a Buddhist, you'll think differently, whatever. But as far as what we're talking about right now, God, he's there, but at the same time, we have our free will. So that's kind of the conundrum a little bit. God said to do this, Jesus said to do that, and we do the exact opposite. I know what the Bible says a slave is. Jesus said he didn't come. Interesting. That's interesting. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say I would know, but my ancestors would for sure know. I would say as far as that idea, yes, it would. But again, you know, I'm not I'm not versed in this. Not yet. I would really love to touch up on conversations like this like a few months from now. Because I really started reading in Matthew. That's where I started. And that's kind of where I've been on this whole time. Because I take a long time to read the Bible. I take a long time to read it in general. Because I feel that, man, I feel like people don't really have reading comprehension. So like they kind of read through things fast and they don't really absorb anything, and it kind of just comes out in how they interpret a book. If that makes sense. Do you guys read manga? It's easier to explain if y'all read manga, but if y'all don't, then it might be a little bit. It's gonna be more difficult to kind of talk about. Womp. What? I'm gonna sound stupid. Whatever. What's aboriginal mean? Matthew 5:18. Matthew 5:18. For assuredly I say to you, till heaven and earth passes away, one jot or one tittle will by no means pass. All is fulfilled. Oh wow. I mean, yeah, that definitely that's crazy. Sleaze, man, you are like on point. Do you just know this off the top of your head? That's I find it amazing, like when you can just go from verse to verse that quickly. That's insane. Like you're so deep. You're really deep in scripture. I find that fascinating, honestly. Okay, let me see. Aboriginal are the people who lived in Oh, I see. I see. I see. So what's your nationality then? I'm very curious as to what the culture was like then. I'm really curious about that. I'm sorry if there's like a glare with my glasses. I don't know if that like looks visually annoying. Have no idea. We're almost here for like an hour and 30 minutes. I find that so crazy. Also, what are you what are y'all doing for Valentine's Day? Because I think I already said it. I'm gonna just hang out. I mean, I was gonna lie. I have a date, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna go on the date. What? That's that's such an interesting combination. I'm really curious of like your family. Jamaican, English, Aboriginal. Wow. Your family party's gotta be insane. You got, man. Y'all be eating jerk chicken? Beef patties. That sounds so good right now. Dang. That sounds so good. Hey. Oh, man. From San Bernardino, California. San Bernardino, California. Where are you from, Sleaze? We got Michael. They're in Australia. I'm quiet because like whenever I'm quiet, just know that I'm messing with buttons. That's how you turn the camera around. So let me not do that. Brightness, lighting is Michigan. Snap. How's it been over there? Ooh, what's that button do? What's that do? That's crazy. My bad. Fun is good, but fun shared is better. Yeah. Shared fun is a lot better, I swear. Ah, you missed me with that. I do not like the cold. That's one thing about me. I don't know if y'all watch my videos yet, or if this is your first time seeing me, but I wear pajamas all the time. One, because I like being comfortable. Two, I don't like being cold. I really don't. Mm-mm. I prefer, I don't, guys, I really just like being on live. I think I might go on live more because making videos, it's not that I don't like doing it, but uh, I just feel like I don't have space to talk, if that makes sense. Like I can't pause, or at least I feel like I can't pause when I make a video because then people are like, oh, what the hell? What are you on about? Yeah. Yeah, this is like unexpected. This was good. This was honestly really good. You know, again, I'm telling y'all, I really only planned on being on here for 10 minutes. The first time I went on live, it was just that. I was just on there for 10 minutes and I thought it was going to be just that. Mainly for me, I think it's a blessing that you guys, are here. My grandpa is really. So you separate. So are your grandpa and your grandfather, they're two different people? Normally, I thought, I would say grandpa and grandfather, that's kind of like the same term, unless I'm being slow. It's it's 9 o'clock where I'm at. What time is it where y'all are at? Australia? Australia. Australia. What? Is it like what's it like the middle of the day in Australia? It's gotta be like a 12-hour difference or something, right? And in Michigan, I don't know the time difference in Michigan. I don't know if you already left, but oh, I see, I see, I see. The, holy moly. Oh, so it's midnight where you're at, Sleaze, and it's full. What? It's 4 in the afternoon? Michael, so you just chilling at the crib? That's crazy. That's nuts. I'm low key about to. Well, later I'm about to play. Well, I'm about to play a video game. I don't know if y'all heard of Final Fantasy, but I'll be playing MMOs. Oh my goodness. Someone was. Jeez. Sorry, I was looking at the neighborhood watch news on my phone. I. All right, but I'm probably gonna call it soon. You're in my future. That scared me for a second when I read that. I was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" But then we're talking about the time zone. I'm like, "You're in my future." That's insane. You could put people on timeouts here. But all right, this was guys, this was nice. I'm about to go to sleep. I might go on more lives. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm about to head out. I might make a short right after this, though. So it was nice, guys. You took your lady out. What? 24 years? Congratulations. That's so beautiful. So many people would kill for that. So many people would kill for that, especially in these times. I love that. I love that. But guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. Hopefully, I don't leave like when you mid type, but I'm gonna go to sleep. I might go. I might go live tomorrow, same time, but we'll see. Have a good night, guys.